Here we go. Oh my God, it's because the sun is setting. I cannot wait to get my stuff on my studio, yo. Like this late. It's getting on my nerves, mamita. I don't know what just happened. How are you guys? How are you guys? Since you've been gone, I can't breathe for the first time. I made some egg rolls. I made some vegetable egg rolls in my air fryer. Can you see it? Can I show you guys my air fryer? Oh no, what side am I on? No, it's right here. Ew, can you see it? Ew. It's the Crew and Ghetto Gastro. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So good. So good. Top tier air fryer, actually. Oh, child. For all of those who actually watched 90 Day Fiance, who weren't still gobsmacked by the Oscars, what did you think of the episode? What's up, Denard? Hey, my love. Denard said, Hamida was like, get out of my house, Mike. Mike was like, I paid the rent. I'm not leaving. Later on, Hamida, this is stupid. Mike, you're stupid. And her sister got involved. She was just like, you call her stupid. He was like, she called me stupid. It was like, Mike in this accent. You don't think that's his baby? Denard said, Hamza believing this woman is pregnant from him is a full mess. I definitely believe this baby is from that sexy ex that she stayed with. Why would you put that in my mind? Now, why would you put that in my mind, Denard? How long was she there? What's the timeline? That's the thing. She did say I'm 3 weeks pregnant. She could have been there for a month. She could be lying about their timeline. I don't know. Why would you put that in my head, Denard? Why would you put that in my head? What's up, Empress? How are you? Black Lavender said, Hamina basically told Mike, I used you for all your money now. Get out of my life. Mark, you suffer Hakuchi. Mike, you suffer Hakuchi. This was a transactional relationship. I don't feel sorry for Mike. I do not feel sorry for him. Hey, TT, thank you for joining me. Candace said, I don't want Kimberly or Usman on my TV ever again. Denard, don't put that in my head. I just thought they were lying about their story. Come on, Denard. Black Lavender said, Hamza so happy that she's pregnant. He feels like he gave her the best 75 seconds of his life. And listen, our boy was probably putting it down. At least he thought. What's up, Laura? Laura said, I followed a couple of 90-day pages on Facebook, and the comments are 80% pro Mike and pro Gino. I don't get why watchers of the show are so misogynistic, including the size of this bird that just flew into my yard. I'm getting the hell out the country. I was like, it's pretty sad. I think unfortunately, because a lot of the women on this show are from poorer brown countries, and the countries, even if their country isn't poor, they're taking from a poor community. And especially with Americans, we're capitalists, so we are not made to look upon the poor, the impoverished as people deserving of equality, right? Of rights, of love, of justice, of proper treatment, like those who have money, right? This is how people who are just rich become, famous. They don't do anything. They just have money because that is what everybody aspires to have in a capitalist nation. And I just think that they just side with the Americans or the people in the partnership that just have the most money because that to them that's value, and also to them, the women who do not have these things are not to be valued. And I think the men who actually prey on them absolutely know that, absolutely know that. And um, they read the women receive hate because you're not expected to be like a Hamina and say, and have a say so in your life and say, yeah, I don't care what you're giving me. I don't want it. I'm better off without it. I'm fine. I don't want to be with you. Even though Mike is saying he can do all these things for her, she's like, no, I'm good. I'm cool. I don't want it. And people are like, how do you not want that? Look how you're living. How are you comfortable being this way when you have this opportunity to have a better life? Because everybody, especially Americans, are striving to have more money, more this, a bigger house, a bigger paycheck, a bigger car. Like we're always striving or working to get something else so we can one up somebody, and to see somebody who we're thinking should want these things not want it is sort of insulting. So that's what they're mad about. They're mad that Jimena has chosen herself and believes that she deserves better, and she's saying no, and they can't believe it because she's not supposed to feel that way without any resources. Oh, that's my fridge settling. Listen, that would break 90 Day Fiance. I mean, has that ever happened before? Ciao. It does. I mean, it's just like, did you come here pregnant? She could have already been pregnant and they were just filming their scenes for the show. That could be it as well, but who knows? Who knows? Hey, Janae. What's up, Alicia? Hey, Irene. Irene said, like, why do you guys need a translator? She speaks perfect English. Who? Who are we talking about, Irene? Oh, the American, also known as Mahogany. Hey, Graciela. Graciela said, okay, y'all, please take it easy on me. I know I'm gonna be dying laughing. Hey, So Steph. So Steph said she don't know English when he asked her about the pics. What filter was she using? Because my God, today. Thank you so much, Shonda. Shonda said, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining NikkiStar Live. Please like and subscribe for more great content. Thank you, Shonda. Hey, Sydney. How are you? What's up, Desiree? Hey, Rachel. Hey, Amber Sammy said every single person is terrible. Hamza is only a little bit terrible. 1,000, because that's how he always thought about Jimena. And Jimena knew that, right? Jimena knew that. That's how he always thought about her. That's how he talked to her before them cameras got into this relationship. We saw the real Mike. Hey, Tammy, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Rachel said, this is my first time watching in a while, and I can't believe I miss Mike running like something was chasing him after Jimena broke up with him. He was something, was he? Acting like he was going to pass out. Oh my goodness, what a season to get hooked on, JT. What a season to get hooked on. What's up, Old Soul? Old Soul said, Hamza came out saying Memphis was there for a month. Still too soon to know your prego, in my opinion. Ugh, ciao. Unless she was ovulating when she got there and they got pregnant the first time they had sex. Sure did, SL. Sure did. Hey, JL, how are you? Hey, Fabiola, welcome back. Dia said, Usman never said, I love you too, when Kim kept saying it. She wasn't catching on. She never catches on. Me too. I don't have nothing against Ella, but this was an enjoyable episode. Hey, Debbie D. Hey, Marianne. Marianne said, how is Jasmine mad Pacino's ex-wife still Pacino's ex-wife still has his last name? That is some ridiculousness. There's two comments I want to come back to. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to, I'll come back to that. Hey, Whitney. Whitney said, I'm with Denard. You know you're pregnant enough to take a pregnancy test after only 3 weeks. Run the DNA test, Hamza. Run the test. Oh, y'all being big messy. Pretty Kitty said, hey, Nikki and Star family, I'm finally catching it live. Thank you for joining us. We've missed you, sis. Hey, so Betty, what's up? How are you? Hey, Sarah. Sarah said, Mike pulled a Paul. He sure did. He sure did. Pace URL said Mike's white privilege and narcissism showed this episode. I think that's who he always been. I think he's always treated Jimena like that. And I think we caught him in a moment where he did not care about the cameras because he was so caught up in losing everything, which was Jimena. Let me get to this starred comment. I already read it. I just want to piggyback off of that. Dia Hook said, Usman never said, I love you too. I love you too when Kim kept saying it. I told you guys that, this was giving stunt to me. This entire relationship was giving stunt. And it's more confirmed for me by the way Miss Kim is acting now and all of her press that she's doing for the show. She's extremely apologetic for her behavior. She sorry to Usman for talking to him and treating him that way. I think that her and Usman planned this stunt for this season along with the show, right? But what I think happened with Miss Kim is that I think she actually fell for Usman. And I think Usman was always in it playing the game and playing his role. I think she actually fell for him. I think she actually probably was a fan and went along with it for the show, but I think she was expecting something actually out of this relationship. And even the way she's talking now, she honestly thinks that they had something real. And I'm like, I think you fell for the part. Like, I think you fell too deeply into this role and you were the only one who got caught up, because I don't think Usman ever got caught up. And I think this is not the end of Usman. Like, this season is not going to be the last time we see him. We're going to see him on 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days again, because guess who he's going to be linked up with? Zara. So now Usman, Zara, and Miss Kim are going to be in a love triangle. And I actually want to see it. I actually want to see it because as soon as Usman sat down, I knew exactly who he was calling. I knew when Miss Kim was like, oh, why don't you want to kiss me? Like, you don't want to say I love you. You don't want to kiss me or whatever. Usman was just like, I don't want anybody to know. I don't want anybody to know because that just means that I'm off the market and I'm a celebrity and I can't be off the market. And she was actually getting frustrated. She was like, no, let's go. Let's just go. No, I'm fine. I just want to go. But she was actually really, really getting frustrated because I think she knew that Usman was not where she was at. And I knew as soon as he dropped her off that he was going to call Zara. And listen, it's a stunt, but it's a stunt I'm willing to watch. Like I always tell you guys, I don't care if it's fake, just as long as it's enjoyable to watch. Just as long as it's good train wreck TV, I do not care. Oh, this house is adjusting. That bothers me. This house could not be in LA. The way LA is on a fault line, this house would be adjusting so much. I would think it was haunted. That's all I want to say about Usman and Kim. Let's get into Chyna and Jasmine. So I want to start with Marianne's comment. Marianne said, how is Jasmine mad that Chino's ex-wife still has his last name? That is some ridiculousness. Guys, I'm telling you, from what I've seen, at first I was just like, oh, she's obviously, scamming him. They met in a seeking kind of arrangement, on a seeking kind of arrangement site, Sugar Baby, I think. So this is what it is, right? This is the relationship. The more I see with Gino and Jasmine, especially next week, I don't think that Jasmine is well. I'm getting something from Jasmine, and I'm just like, the way she acts, the way her emotions are all over the place, the way she just, in 1 minute, she's like, hi, honey, I'm having a good time. She's having a good time. Then the next minute, she's snapping. Then the next minute, she's, falling out, crying. And they're just so quick and just deep transitions. I'm like, Gino, Gino is giving snapped. I don't know. I do not know because her emotions are just all over the place, even when they're in a good space, because they were in a good space when she was just like, "Oh, honey, we've had such a good time. I'm so happy that me and you are here." And and then she goes, "Honey, I have a question to ask you." And I'm like, "Oh God, what did Gino do now?" Right? And she actually got really, really mad at him because his ex-wife didn't change his last name. Now, I don't know if it's probably a cultural thing, but I know that a lot of women, after they have been married, don't change their last name back to their maiden name, especially if like not even Tina Turner changed her name, right? Especially if they've had a if they've done a lot with their last name, right? If there's, bonds and homes, and, some women want to keep the same name as their children, and, so much paperwork with that name on it, and you don't feel like changing it, right? Or your relationship ended amicably, or you don't have any beef with him. It's just a relationship didn't work, and you had this last name for 20 years. You don't feel like changing it, or it's a last name that has a lot of status and you want to use it, especially if you are somebody who immigrated here and you just feel like it'll be easier for you to get along in the United States if you have an American sounding last name, right? So there are so many reasons why his ex-wife keeps her last name. That does not seem problematic to me, right? But I'm of a different culture than Jasmine. So I don't know if it's a cultural thing where she's just like, that is no longer your wife. Get rid of her last name. If I'm about to be your wife, I don't want you having, even though that's your ex-wife, I don't want you having two women who have your last name who were, married to you at some point. Like, fix that. I understand that as well. I just think that she's overreacting. And I think that she overreacts about a lot of stuff that is very small and minute. But the big stuff, she has an underreaction. She has an underreaction to the big things, or she forgives so quickly on really huge offenses from Gino. But then it's like the little stuff, it's like, I'm over here rooting for Gino, who has been horrible to her. I'm like, Jasmine, really? Is it that bad? Like, do you really gotta treat him like that? Anyway, so this episode, he gets Jasmine her own apartment. While he's moving her in, he says, I don't have it, and money is really tight, so I don't have it. I want to know if you want to get a roommate. Pause. That's a problem, Gino. You can't, after the lease is signed and money has been put down, you cannot then move this woman into the place that you got for her and say, oh, you really can't afford it. Maybe you should get a roommate. No, you should have had that conversation when, you were looking at apartments. You should have had that conversation with her. I was here with Jasmine when she was like, no, Chino. No, like, I'm not getting a roommate. That was not the discussion. Now that we're here, we're freaking putting pillows together for my couch. Now you're telling me I should get a roommate. No, absolutely not. And I was there with Jasmine because Gino likes to drop stuff on her at the last minute. Gino is a bald Memphis. He's a bald Memphis. They make last minute decisions, huge last minute decisions for their partners, and act like the partners are supposed to be okay with it because they're the American and because they're putting out the money. No, you're in a relationship. You have to communicate properly. You're not communicating to your partner how you really feel about some things. So you got her the apartment, you got her all the furniture, you're moving her in, and then you're telling her to get a roommate. You cannot then get mad at her when she says, no, that's not what I want to do. And then you cannot get mad at her when she cusses you out about this prenup because you've been saying that you want to get a prenup, and you still have yet to do anything with it. And speaking of this prenup, the only reason why Gino had that conversation with his uncle is because he wanted his uncle to lead him into that comment, about, he wanted to lead his uncle into the comment about the prenup so that he doesn't have to bring it up, and so that he doesn't look like the bad guy. He can say, well, I trust her, but my uncle thinks this. So the responsibility is off of him and the blame is then put on his uncle. He was being slick because Gino, as soon as he gets on the phone with his uncle, he's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm having fun. I haven't told Jasmine about the prenup, so I don't know how she would feel. You knew exactly what you were doing. You were being slick. And that's his thing. Because he gives weird, pervy, quirky guy, nobody thinks that he is this nasty manipulator. And that's exactly what he is. Gino was very nasty because you could tell when he gets mad at Jasmine, how nasty he goes with her. Very, very nasty. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's a lot smarter than he plays. A lot smarter than he plays. Let's get into, oh, you know what? I have these pictures here and I do not use them. That's who I was talking about. Chino and Jasmine. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that that she's crazy and there's something wrong with her. I think that something's going on with her emotionally where it's just something is up because Jasmine, it's just like such a quick change in her emotions and it just comes out of nowhere. Absolutely out of nowhere that even shocks me who is watching this Team Jasmine. I'm like, what just happened? What did he do now? Like I don't know what else you could be mad about him about because if you forgave him for sharing your nudes, there's nothing above that unless he kills somebody in your family. There's nothing above that. So what is it that you're mad about him concerning now? Now you're mad about the ex-wife having his last name? You were previously mad because him and her were going to Legoland. Like she has to get a hold of those emotions because it's just not looking good for her. Memphis and Hamza. The wedding was beautiful. I thought the wedding was beautiful. And I'm a wedding hoe, so they could have got married at the Justice of the Peace and I'd be crying. It was beautiful though. It was beautiful. What I didn't expect was the local Rough Riders to escort them to the actual wedding ceremony, but it was very, very cute, very very emotional for everybody involved except for Memphis because she didn't know what's going on. She was just like, I don't know what's being said. I mean, I think it's good stuff, but I don't know what's being said. I don't have any sympathy for you. I really, really don't. I don't have any sympathy for these people who marry people who speak a different language and just bother not to learn the language. I don't care that you didn't know what happened at your wedding. I do. I do because we had translation. You should know the language. How are you going to communicate with this man? How? And now you guys are going to raise a child. How are you going to do that if you cannot speak to him? Denard, why would you put that in my mind that is not Hamza's baby? I can't stop thinking about it. I cannot stop thinking about it because I will say, guys, the timeline, I was like, you know what I mean? I'm like, it happened that quick for Mary. Like, I don't know. Memphis, I was already on the fence, and Denard just pushed me over. Denard just pushed me over because the timeline, ma'am, the timeline is a little weird. It really, really is. I will say, when Memphis mentioned to Hamza that he was going to be a dad, I did get emotional again. I got a little bit choked up because he was so genuinely happy. And then when he said, before I was alone and now I'm going to have two people by my side. Oh my goodness. And he was like, you Sarah, you pregnant? Really? And then he brought it to the side and he started hugging the belly like he was going to be able to hug the kid. It was just, oh Lord, I hope that's his baby. I hope that's his baby. I will say, when Memphis and Hamza told her mother and told Hamza's mother and his sister, they were like, pregnant. They didn't even really want to do it because like any normal person, you would be like, that's real quick to find that out. That's real quick to find that out. I don't know. I think that's his baby. I don't know. I don't think Memphis would do that. Memphis doesn't give me that. I don't know. But Memphis, no, I don't. No. I think when she has the baby, the timeline is going to head up. I think when she has the baby, the timeline is going to add up because, like I said before, I knew she was pregnant because it was very obvious in her confessionals. She looks different. All of this is just swole. The nose is swole. The top lip is swole. This is where Black women, this is how you know that they're pregnant, right here. The nose is it's just swollen like Santa, and there's always the top lip just, it's like, oh, she pregnant. Twins. So I could tell. I could absolutely tell. I will say the timeline, ma'am. She looked pregnant in this picture. The timeline was a little weird for me. A little weird for me, but I don't think Memphis would do that to Hamza. I don't think so. Because they had sex like the first night, and she was there for like 3 weeks. You could get pregnant in 3 weeks and no, right? You know what? I'm in defense of Memphis. You can get pregnant that early and no. It's if you have a period tracker. She probably had a period tracker, and she probably was putting on a wedding dress and like, oh my God, I should be on day 4. What's going on? That could happen, Zenard. That could happen. Let's move on to Mikey and Hamina. I can't believe. See, this is why you should never. You can't go off of appearances because I just can't believe I'm here with Mike. I cannot believe I'm here with this Pixar character. I just can't. So anyway, Mike, who paid Hamina to be his girlfriend, is now mad that she would rather be evicted from her home than be his girlfriend. This relationship was transactional. That's why I don't feel any sympathy for him. This is absolutely a transactional relationship. And listen, Mike, your card declined. Please step away from the Macy's counter and walk away with your dignity. She doesn't want to be with you anymore. And she's vocalized that, and you should be okay. It seemed like the next morning he was okay after, he did his running and felt like he was going to pass out and he was stewing in her children's bed. It feels like today that he's doing better. But I think the only reason why Mike was feeling better was because he was leaving not believing that this relationship was over. Because him and Hamina in the beginning, in the morning are really cute. Like, oh, okay, hey, how are you? She's making him tea. They're talking, they're having a good time. She's about to go with him to his place to send him off or whatever. Like everything seems to be really cordial until she decides to give Mike back the rings. She gave him back the wedding ring and the engagement ring. And then Mike says to her, well, why don't you hold on to it? And, so when I get back, we can talk about the relationship. And Hamina is like, oh, no, I don't want to do that because the relationship is over. Like, we are done. I don't need to keep this. Like, this is, I know I made this decision and I am okay with this decision. So here you go. Here's the ring back. It's still cool. What I want to say is Mike learned Spanish real quick, didn't he? Like in the beginning, Mike was just talking through the translator, and then all of a sudden he's just like, no yo quiero. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you needed the translator. He didn't need the translator as much. I think that he learned curse words and how to argue in Spanish rather quickly than he learned, conversational Spanish. Because all of a sudden he's going back and forth with her while trying to convince her to stay in a relationship with him. And Hamina is just like, absolutely not. And I think, and I'm starting to realize that he only asked to stay at her place so that he could do this to her, to try to convince her and her family to remain in a relationship with him. I wish Hamina would have told production that she didn't feel safe for bringing him back to her home, and production would have put Mike in a hotel and it would have been done from there. But her allowing him back into her home created this little chaotic environment because Mike was doing it to be slick. He had every intention of trying to coerce her to be back in a relationship with him when she made it very clear that she did not want to be. Because he still thought he had a shot. He still thought he had a shot after she repeatedly said to him that she did not want to be with him. And then when he finally realizes it, he's like, well, you're getting rid of the best thing that ever happened to you. Oh, really? You see how new Canadian man? She was like, no, the best thing that ever happened to me was my kids. And then Mike, after Jimena. So basically, at this point, Mike and Jimena are going back and forth, right? Mike is trying to tear Jimena down, letting her know she's losing the best thing that ever happened to him. She counteracts, the best thing that ever happened to me is my kids. He's just like, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Go back to sex work? And she's just like, sure, fine. I don't have a problem with doing that. That's how I met you. Silence. And then we get a confession of Jimena, and she says Mike is embarrassed about how we met, so he didn't want me to say anything. But Mike met me when I was a cam girl, and he did not want me to be with anybody else or to do these videos. He just wanted me to be with him, so he paid me to get off of that stuff. That is their relationship. And I guess they just tried to make it something more. But she was saying he was embarrassed about how they met and he didn't want her to tell the truth. But she was like, no, fine. That's how I met you. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So that's when Mike got extra angry, because he did not want her to tell how they met. But he should have realized that. He should have realized that would have backfired on him, because he tried to use something that he was attracted to with her to then shame her for the same work that she was doing that attracted him. Then after this, it just becomes so cringe, because now Mike is just trying to throw anything out to insult her and make her feel small, and saying, well, I'm taking back everything, or I pay rent on this home, so I'm not leaving. And if I leave, I take everything with me and you don't get any more money. And she's like, fine, I don't care. And that's the thing that was pissing him off, because she's just like, take it. I don't care. I don't want it. I don't want to be with you. Right. So he now realizes that he has no more control over her, because Mike was controlling her with finances. And now that he can no longer do that, that's when he starts that's when he starts spiraling, running up into her children's room. He's like, I'm not leaving. I pay rent here. My name is on the lease. She's like, it don't work like that here. It don't work like that here. He's like, well, I'm not leaving. He runs upstairs and he's like, she's a puta. I'm like, wait a minute. So then Jimena comes in the room and she's basically telling him that he's acting like an idiot. And, he's like, no, you stupido. And his sister was like, basically, don't call my sister stupid. Like, she is telling you that you're acting stupid and you're calling her stupid. And he's like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave without saying goodbye to the kids. I don't want to leave without saying goodbye to your parents, because everybody was so nice to me. And that's not what it is, right? He's using the tears. He's manipulating the little sister to force her to allow Jimena's family to meet with him, because he then wants to use the money that he's been giving to this family to force Jimena's family, especially her mother, to make her stay in a relationship with him. He knows exactly what he's doing. And then the nerve to say that I'm not leaving because I want to say goodbye to your children tomorrow. If the children are so important, why are you going around screaming, acting a fool? You're acting a fool in such a way that Jimena's son comes to comfort his mom. But now you're trying to make it about the kids, while you're scaring the one child that you said you feel so bad about leaving. It was never about the kids. It was never about Jimena's family. It was never about Jimena. It was always about controlling her, because that is how he feels power, right? Because he doesn't feel like he can get a woman on his own without using what he can do for her. So he finds a woman that he believes is in a desolate situation, and he, starts showering her with gifts and paying for things. And then when he gets her in a place where he feels like he has total control over her, that's when he starts making demands like, please sleep with me. You know what I mean? Marry me. Come to the States with me. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of your kids. I'll pay for this. I'll pay for this. I'll pay for this. But as soon as the woman does something that he doesn't like, then he confiscates it. He takes things back. He tries to make her powerless to his coin. But Jimena is no longer powerless to his coin, because she said, I don't want it. I don't want any of it. So next week, we're going to see him try to manipulate her family for her to get back with them. But it seems like Jimena is one and done. And I think that as much as Mike tries to post about their relationship on Instagram and make it seem like they're still together, they're not. They are not. We're going to end with Ben and, oh, let me delete this. No, I'll keep that. Ben and Mahogany, also known as Mahogany. This scene with Ben and Mahogany rekindling their relationship was 100% scripted, and it was acted poorly. Mahogany, oh Ben, it's just something about you. I can't make you help, Ben. Like, girl, we saw that you were disgusted, even leaning in on that kiss. We saw that you did not want to kiss that man. There is nothing about him. You don't want to be with him, but you're not finished yet with this part because, 90 Day Fiance probably hired you for a certain amount of weeks to work on this show, and they are telling you you can't keep on leaving these freaking scenes that we paid you for. So now she's back. You're so confusing, yo. You're so confusing, yo. Girl, bye. This was so poorly acted. So now Ben and Mahogany have rekindled their relationship, and now they're out on the town. They're having a good time. They're seeing the rest of Mahogany's home together because Ben leaves the next day. They're in a really good place. It appears as if such. And then Ben tries to ruin the fun by, saying that he has all of these questions. He's like, I'm about to leave and I still have so many questions, but these questions, whatever the outcome is, I won't walk away from this relationship because I feel like God put Mahogany into my life for whatever reason. I want to figure that out. He did not. Your balls put Mahogany in your life, right? Your lust for somebody extremely young put Mahogany in your life. God had nothing to do with it, right? So he sits down with Mahogany. He's just like, well, I have some questions. First of all, you look nothing like your picture. The pictures you sent me, you look nothing like them. And when you send me all these pictures, and then when I meet you, you look totally different. At that point, he lost her. At that point, he lost her. She was like, she was about to say, excuse me, who the hell is he talking to? Cut these damn cameras. No, you're not going to embarrass me on TV like that. That's what was about to come out of Mahogany's mouth, right? But she couldn't get anything out because then Ben was just like, you also lied to me about your age. I mean, you told me you were 23 and I come here and you're 22. What? I feel like for some reason he thinks that Mahogany not being the same age as his daughter, like Mahogany being 23 and not 22, doesn't make him seem like a predator because his daughter is 22. Sir, as long as you are in your 50s, because 40's weird, right? As long as you're in your 50s with a girlfriend, a partner who is 22, 23, however, anybody in their 20s is going to look real weird. It's going to look real weird that you are actively pursuing someone who you could have babysat in college. Like, it's weird. It's just always going to be weird. Or who you could have been the father to. It's always going to give predator. It's always going to give it, sir. It's always going to give it. I don't know what the 22 and the 23 is such a big deal. Like, it's a huge difference. 23 ain't 43. 22 ain't 32. So how will you so just because Mahogany is 22 and not 23, that don't automatically make this woman 47. She doesn't have the maturity of somebody's 47. 22, 21, 23, 24, brain is still not fully developed. And you know that, and that's why you went after her like that. Don't play. You're trying to not seem like a predator or a little creeper. It's too late, bro. It's too late. We already clocked you. So anyway, by the time Ben had, started saying stuff about her age and where she lives and all that stuff, Mahogany could not hear him, right? So he's talking. He's just like, I want to talk about that stuff. And she's like, okay. Yeah, no, keep talking. Keep talking, Ben. No, it's fine. I got to get out of here. She takes off. Because he offended her. He offended her with that you do not look like your pictures comment, and she didn't need to hear anything else after that. And you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Team Mahogany or Mahogany, business bustle, like the rest of these men on this show. That's all I wanted to say. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Thank you, Black Lavender. Black Lavender said, hit the like and subscribe button, y'all. We're trying to get to 5 million subscribers. Absolutely. Laura Becker said, men can throw their money at whomever they want. That doesn't give them rights. Mike really thought Jimena was purchased in full. Absolutely. And that's how he was talking to her and treating her. I been saw him when he asked her to have sex with him. Please sleep with me tonight. If that's your woman, right? If that's your fiance, wouldn't you do a little something to, to get the engine revving? You know what I mean? To wet the cabbage. I don't know. I'm trying to. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like as her man, you would actually do things to get her there, right? To arouse her, to basically turn her on. But when it's a transactional relationship, you just ask for sex because your goal is to, get off. You're not thinking about that woman's pleasure. So when you speak to her like that, you already let us know what the relationship is. You're not whining or dining, rubbing the feet, kissing on the neck, blowing in the air. I'm trying to think of things. Lifting her up. Like you're not doing none of that. You're just asking for sex because it's about your pleasure, not hers. And that's what people who have transactional relationships do. That's what you do. Black Lavender said before the honeymoon, Memphis basically told Hamza that she hopes his peen stay up for more than 55 seconds this time. And that is why they do not need to have a language barrier. Because while she's talking about how flaccid his penis is, Hamza is standing next to her like, you don't know that your wife is talking about how terrible your stroke game is on national TV. You probably still don't know because you probably haven't even learned her language yet. This couple is just so lazy. They are so lazy. And it's just, I'm tired. I'm tired of them. Absolutely tired of that couple. Hey, Irene. Irene said, why do you guys need a translator? Talking about Mahogany. Absolutely. Hey, Spency said, hey, Nikki, I can't wait to hear how you brand Mike for Phil. I hope you heard it. Hey, Graciela said, okay, it's actually possible, but she either totally planned to do it or it's someone else. If we're talking about Jimena, I think it's someone else. Jimena, to me, I don't get her getting out of a situation unless she's already set up in another situation. I think this Canadian guy that she is now dating, I think we're going to see her and him on a new season of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, and I wouldn't be surprised, or 90 Day Fiance the other way, and I would not be surprised if Mike shows up. I'm sorry, Graciela, you were not talking about Jimena. You were talking about Hamza. So Memphis. So Graciela said, okay, it's actually possible, talking about Memphis being pregnant, but she's either totally planned to do it to get pregnant or it's someone else's. Graciela, now that I understood your comment a lot better, I'm now starting to think that, Memphis, if this baby was planned, I can see her getting pregnant on purpose to get Hamza to America sooner. Babies help. Babies help. Babies help. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Old Soul said, Hamza came out saying Memphis was there for a month. Still too soon. Yeah, I read this one. Still too soon to know your prego, in my opinion. Absolutely agree. I've missed you too, pretty kitty. Thanks for being here. SL said, did she get pregnant that one time in his mama's house, or have they been on their honeymoon for 3 weeks plus? Yeah, They were on the honeymoon for a minute because he did say that they traveled to a lot of places. So that could be it. I don't know. The timeline, Denard got in my mind, and now I'm questioning the timeline. Some people said, you hear Ben Shapiro said Will isn't okay with jokes, but he's fine with men sleeping with his wife. Ben Shapiro can't talk about anybody's wife when he admitted to the world that he can't get his wife wet. Remember, he was talking about she was drying in the Sahara, and all the women were responding and saying something's wrong with her. Take her to the hospital. And he was like, women don't get wet, and every woman was like, oh, well, maybe she don't get wet for you, but something is wrong. He can't talk about nobody's wife and what any husband is doing with their wife when he can't even do the most easiest thing ever, especially when a woman is ovulating. All you got to do is look at us right, and it's on. And it's on. You know how horrible of a man he has to be? You know how horrible of a man he has to be for your coochie to literally cringe when he steps into the room? He needs to shut his inbred mouth. I should not have said that. Yes, I should have. I have to be okay with saying terrible things about evil people. I have to be okay with that. I'm gonna sit in that. I'm gonna sit in that. No, I don't want to call him inbred. I don't want to call him inbred. Alabaster Demons fits better. Alabaster Demon. Laura Becker said, Hamza is baby, but he seems very sweet. I get that. I do. I get that. The mom doing his hair takes me out. Yeah. He's going to have to grow up fast because he has become a husband and a father overnight. Overnight. He's going to have to grow up fast. Hey, Buddha 1000. Buddha 1000 said Mike sure did show off all his weirdness when Jimena said no. After he was given his rings, he should have just left instead of traumatizing her kids. Yeah, he did that because in that moment he realized it was really over. Because when she gave them back the rings, instead of holding on to them and pawning them or whatever, that meant that he no longer had her. That was the last part of his power over her. And that's what pissed him off because he realized that she was gone for good. Whitney said, why was Mike saying that he wanted to say goodbye to the kids when the kids were right there? Because he just wanted to manipulate her. He wanted to use the kids to manipulate her, even though out of that same breath, he's saying that he wants to say bye to the kids. He's also traumatizing her kids. He's also traumatizing her kids. It was never about the kids. It was about control. I think so too, SL. SL said, I understand Jasmine not wanting his ex to still have his last name, but girl is just trying to argue to argue. I believe so. It's like you're looking for things like Gino Basora, but you're just now looking for things to fight and torment this man with. It doesn't make any sense. Hey, Miss Gigi. Miss Gigi said, Usman has a plan in place and he is focused on executing it. You got to give him props for that. Oh, he's a genius. He's a genius. I don't know him and I forget her name. Donald Trump in a sundress. She looks like Donald Trump in a sundress. She has a husband, a black husband from Nigeria that she abuses. Anyway, him and Donald Trump in a sundress, geniuses. They are the only ones who are actually using this 90 Day Fiance platform to really build themselves up in a way where they will soon be independent of this show and not needed, probably just come on for fun, but not really needed to survive financially. Genius. Hey, Nadi. Nadi said, I love watching your reviews. Oh my God, thank you so much. It's like kikiing with my girlfriends, but my friends don't watch it, LOL. To be honest with you, Nadi, this is why I made this show. This is why I created, this is why I started doing reviews, because none of my friends is watching what I watch. So I just did this so I could start, interacting with other people and having that conversation about it, which is why On my new channel, it's just more about me and like my career and things like that. But I want to keep this what it is because this is something that, I do enjoy doing, but I created it for a reason. And I feel like the Star family is, we're growing. We're growing. And I love our community. So no complaints. Thank you, Nadi. J&J Video Reacts was up, said he didn't even sit there and wait for her plane to come, talking about Usman. Yeah, he was done. He was ready to get to Zara. I actually think that he likes Zara. I think that's a real attraction. One can only tell when we actually see them on the show, but I think that that's a real attraction from what I've seen thus far. Y'all like Jasmine is unbalanced. I don't know about bipolar, but it does give fatal attraction. It really, really does. She was sitting there talking about how happy she was and how they were in a good place. And then she was just like, like just turned it off. It was angry. I'm like, ooh. Seth, I don't know if he's ever going to do it. Because I think he's scared of Jasmine. I don't know if he's ever going to do it. Dia said, Jasmine said, I love you, and in the next breath, but sometimes I could cut you up into tiny pieces. Yikes. Sleep with one eye open. Yeah, I feel like this is not somebody he want to play with. Him or that ex-wife. Because Jasmine has a beef with this woman. I think if anything, TLC will absolutely invest in this relationship because at some point, Jasmine and Gino's ex have to meet and we have to see it play out because the ex-wife has been such a huge character on this show, a huge invisible character. I think the show will pay her enough to get her to come on. It's really weird that she does continue to say that a goddess, knowing that they met on a sugar baby site. I don't know why she says that. I mean, I think it will probably make more sense if she says, I'm not a sugar baby anymore. But that's how you guys literally met. So what are you trying to say? Very, very weird. Miss GG88 said, my mom has my dad's last name and they have been divorced for years. She said that she ain't changing it. LOL. She does have a lot of stuff with that name. So I don't blame her. Yeah, I have aunts who have married into my family who has kept the last name because of their children and just because they've had that last name since they were like 19. It's like, why go get out with the person? Y'all moved on, y'all live your life. Why go through changing all of that? And she's married to somebody else. She goes by that last name, but legally on everything, she just keeps it like that just because that's been her last name and her, all of her documents and stuff is in that last name. And it's like 40 plus years of stuff. And she's like, I'm not changing that. I'm not changing that. And I get it. J&J Video React says it's because Gino is a millionaire. You think so? So she's putting up with whatever she has to. And if he's smart, he better get that prenup done. Is he a millionaire? I mean, I know he says he makes investments in stocks, but him saying that he can't pay for that apartment because he doesn't have a job and he's broke, it's not giving millionaire. I could be wrong. He could just be cheap. Laura said he moved her out of her current place because she couldn't get along with the roommate. Obviously, she isn't getting one. Makes sense. Irene said it's something new with Jasmine and Gino and Jasmine every day. Every day. I understand that, especially at her big age. She don't want no roommate. She don't want no roommate. Marianne said, yeah, when we were first introduced to Jasmine, she was already out of control with jealousy and needing to know where he is and who he is talking to. Yeah. But I think the show is going to invest in her. I think they're going to invest in her. Graciela said, the wedding was sacred and Memphis couldn't even refrain from making faces. Excuse me, because she didn't know what was going on. And that's her fault. That's her fault. That's her fault. Oh, we got a super chat. Hey, Joseph. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, my love. Exactly, Miss Gigi88. Memphis could have at least Googled the wedding ceremony or asked the mom and sister. There's no excuse. No excuse at all. Tiny, listen, she could be, it could be, listen, Denard got us thinking, okay? But if they had sex the first night, no, I think it was the second night. Or was it the first night that she got there? And she said we weren't being careful, right? So, it's a huge possibility. Oh, really? We have a picture of the baby? I will say, if the baby wasn't Hamza, you could tell. You could tell. I think you could. Because Hamza has really strong features, and especially the features of his parents. Right? Hamza absolutely looks like his mom, but his daddy, even through the mask, he looks just like that daddy. And I think those prominent features, if they weren't on that baby at all, everybody would be concerned. So, yeah. That would be the telltale sign. Oh, I didn't know about that, J&J. What abuse? My gosh. What abuse allegations happening with Hamza? Oh, God. Is he here in the States? JT, they were. They were like, and I understand. I understand. Denard said, see, Nikki, the mom and sister were both like, yeah, that don't add up. You know that sister. Oh, thank you, literally, Leah. Thank you so much for the cash app. Literally, Leah said, will Black women ever be successful on 90 Day Fiance? I know, right? I know. Maybe it will be Zara and Usman. Who knows? Who knows? But will they? Who knows? It did, Alma. I saw that too. Alma said, I swear, Hamza stood up straight and his voice got deeper after he found out he was going to be a dad from Boy to Man in seconds. Well, he has to. He has to do it because he has a lot of responsibility. Hey, Kiwi. Kiwi said they both must be a whole nother level of fertile if that's his baby. It's all I'm going to say. True. True. Oh, thank you for being here, Breezy. Breezy said, I don't watch the show anymore. Just here for the laughs and the fellowship. Thank you so much for being here. Gio, thank you so much. Hey, brother. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, Gio. Goddess said, update fam. Will just officially apologize to Chris. Now, hopefully everyone can just move on, which is probably what Hollywood wants. And yeah, we need for them to. We need for them. Yeah, we do. Thanks for the update, Goddess. So Betty says she has kids, so she knows how her body feels. True, because she said, I was feeling tired and I just decided to take the test. So she would know. Thank you, Gio. Please go support our Star Family brother Gio on his channel. He's hilarious and talks about a lot of the same things too, and has a great perspective. Thank you, Gio. Hey, Yuli. Yuli said no. Yuli, that's why we were all so like, feeling some sort of way for Mike, because it's giving cartoon. It's giving cartoon. Miss Gigi said, I'm Team Hamina. I was loving the way she got him together. Me too. She took her power back. And I was so happy for our girl. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy said, Star Family, please like the video. It helps the channel grow. We're looking to get to 1.25 million by the end of the year. It's early. We can do it. Absolutely. We've got all things are possible. Hey, Annabelle Sammy said Hamina has to be cordial and tread carefully so he won't burn the house down. He don't seem stable at all, and I'm glad the show was there, right? I'm glad the show was there so that he didn't make any rash decisions, because the way he was acting, something was coming. But thank God that show was there. And Jimena seemed like she was ready to ball him up. She's like, "You're getting out!" And her sister was like, so I feel like Jimena could take him on herself, which is probably why she's not attracted to him. Laura said, trying to belittle her for being a webcam model when he's sitting there touching himself, watching it all day, and doing stuff to himself that made her uncomfortable. What the hell was he doing? What the hell was he doing? Because she said that he would be doing stuff when she was on cam with, like, he would pay, he would do stuff. And I'm like, what the hell could he have possibly been doing that was like making her sick to her stomach? I mean, like, playing with the wee wee ain't bad. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to. No. I'm not going to try to think about it. But I'm like, what was he doing? Oh, because she was like, she hated when he was on with her because he would just do really gross stuff, and I'm like what? Like what? Absolutely. Miss Gigi88 also said, I loved how Jimenez spilled the tea about how they met. You were a John that caught feelings. Period. Period. He was. That's why it was so funny, Buddha, when he was like in her kids' rooms and like having a temper tantrum. I'm just like, you look like you fit, right? You look like you should be in this kind of room by the way you were acting as a grown man. When that's how you met her. And I love the fact that she threw it back. She was just like, you're not going to make me feel no sort of way. That's how we met, brother. That's how we met. And it's probably how she met her last dude, her current dude. Brittany S., what's up? Said, I've had 2 kids and didn't find out. I was expecting until around the 7-ish week. I don't know, just suspicious. She said, I'm 3 weeks. Okay, girl. Yeah, like, did you go to a doctor? Like, so much is missing. So much is missing. Period. 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 Thank you, Shonda. Hey, Laura. Laura said, Nikki, I love a 90-day universe news and gossip video. So many pregnancies and breakups. You know what? I'll reach out to Linda and we'll get on it. I'll reach out to Linda and we will get on it. We were planning to do something after this season was over, but it seems like the season is never going to end. So I'll meet up with Linda and see what she wants to do. Because I feel like if you're going to find out, if if there's any tea that you need to find out in the 90-Day Fiance universe, Linda at 90-Day Fiance, the melanated way, she has it. She has it. Really? Tiny said, I believe that Angela has been removed from the show after so many people complained about how abusive and toxic she is. She is no longer on Pillow Talk. I do know that she has a deal with WeTV. That's what she was getting all that work done. So who knows? Who knows? What's up, Busola? Busola said, I read that Michael got a visa and is coming to America to be with Angela. If that's true, pray for Mike. Yeah, I feel like it's going to get real racist. Even more racist. Like now that he's in America. Yikes. Oh my God. Breezy, let's talk. Breezy said, Nikki, I have the same Starbucks cup, but in rose gold. Isn't it fabulous? I'm in love with it. I love these cups, right? Because I am a smoothie hoe and a juicing hoe. Like ever since I got my juicer and I got my my blender, my juicer's on the way. But ever since I got it, I've just been, my juicer from LA. I'm getting my stuff shipped here. You guys know that it's taking forever. Shout out to the ports in LA. Thanks for holding everything up. But I've been loving these, right? And the only reason why I started getting the Starbucks ones, I don't really do Starbucks like that. Like I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I love their dragon fruit lemonade. The first time I got it, I just got it because it was pink. I'm that girl. And I actually loved it. So I love the dragon fruit lemonade. I get their little festive holiday drinks sometimes, but that's pretty much the only drink that I drink, and I don't drink it often. But I got into these cups because I was looking for these kind of cups that weren't Starbucks cups because I thought that they would be cheaper. Cups like this, it's like 50 freaking bucks with no symbol or anything on it. And then you go to Starbucks and these are $20. And especially like if it's during the holidays or if you have like Starbucks points, they're a lot cheaper. So I just started collecting these just because one, I wanted to, you know what I mean? Like I like the colors, it's pretty. There's another one that's like hologram, like a purple hologram one that I'm gonna get. Being single is fun. I cannot imagine like the stuff that I spend. Like I cannot imagine like talking to my partner about that. Like, yeah, I brought a hologram cup. I know we got to pay for the kids' school, but I wanted the hologram cup. You got to be okay with that. That's why I got to marry rich. That's why I got to marry, no, not rich, wealthy. Wealthy. I got to marry wealthy. Bum, 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 bum. TT, I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening. And I want to see it play out. I want to see it play out because I feel like Miss Kim and Zara, whoo, those two going at it, it's going to be something else. What's up, Laura? Thanks for being here. Laura said, finally caught alive. Love you from Japan, Nikki. Love you too. Thanks for always making me smile. And thank you for being a part of the Star Fam, Laura. Thank you. Thank you so much. Who haven't I called on before? Let me see. Oh, thanks, Miss Amanda, for the super chat. Miss Amanda said, Ben and Mike both make me very uncomfortable. Yeah, just real weird. I think the thing is because they think that they're coming off a certain way and they think that the women are coming off a certain way. So they feel like they're the good guys. They don't know that they are like the absolute creepers of the season. I don't think when they were in it, they realized that this is how they will look. I think they both thought that they were going to be, you know, the good guys and everybody was going to be rooting for them. But I'm just like, I don't know if they prepared for everybody to see right through them because Ben likes to use God, right? He likes to use God and say that God made me do this and God made me do this because he doesn't want to be accountable for his attraction to somebody who is the same age as his daughter. So he wants to say, well, God sent her to me. I wasn't looking out for her. You think I was looking for somebody who was 22? God sent her to me. So that takes the accountability off of him and puts it on to God. And I'm telling you, I was you, I wouldn't play with God like that, Ben. I wouldn't play with God like that. Seems like things is already happening. Hey, Dear Diary. Dear Diary said, LMAO, Nikki, but you called it last week when you said that she was pregnant. Bless her heart. That's all I got. It was this, and it was this. I was just like, nah, you look way too different. There's a weight gain look, and then there's a pregnancy weight gain look. Oh, really, J&J? J&J Video React said, yeah, he's here in the States, and Memphis has been writing a lot of cryptic, she has, on her Instagram, and they stopped following each other, and Memphis' mom said that he would, oh, Lord, Hamza. Oh, that's not good, bro. That's not good. Yeah, this is Gio's channel, guys, if you want to check him out. Gio's Urban Talk. Or them kids' fathers, both of them kids' fathers, they thugging. Stay woke, Mike. Stay woke. I know you, I know Mike likes to dress the part, but nah, bro. You're not living that life. You're not about that life like Jimenez exes. You like to play that, but they live that. Hey, SL, thank you for the super chat. SL said, did you hear Mark and Nikki from one of the earlier seasons are finally getting divorced after 7 years. Finally, that, ooh, what? That 40-year age gap was not, oh no. I don't know who Mark and Nikki are. Mark and Nikki, 90 Day Fiance. Ooh! Oh! How long have they been together? Ooh, thank God she free. Oh no. 39 years. Nikki from Cebu City in Philippines was younger than Mark's four kids at night. She was 19. She was 19 when they got together. Whoo! Glad she free. Glad she's free. Oh, Terrell said apparently he's the petitioner for the divorce. It was all him. She's not young enough anymore. She didn't want to get out of that situation. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Oh no. I'm sorry. If I had nothing, I would not be signing a prenup. I'm absolutely not. I'm not now. No, 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 no. I'm not signing it. No. Oh, poor thing. Damn. Damn. Hey, Tony. Hey, sis. Oh my God. I was supposed to announce the, oh God. So tomorrow, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh, Young, Rich, and African. So tomorrow I'm doing 2 episodes of Young, Rich, and African, Young, Famous, and African. So I'll announce the winner of the dossier perfume. I already have it. I just haven't done it yet because I have not been to the post office. I'm going tomorrow. So I will ship it out. I will announce it tomorrow on Instagram and on my Young, Famous, and African. Oh, shoot. No, I would need to have your address by the time I go to the post office. I'm announcing on Instagram. Please follow me on Instagram if you sent me if you sent me an entry. Please. If not, if I don't do it tomorrow, you're gonna have to wait a couple more days. Oh, oh, okay. So it's giving sex tourism. Miss Gigi said yes, Nikki, and that's Mark's second wife from the Philippines. Very creepy. Maybe he's going back for a younger one. He was also suing TLC for how they made him look. Listen, to be honest with you guys, I think this show is now changing because a lot of people are coming on this show for fame. But in the beginning, we got to be real. This show had a lot of men, a lot of American men on this show who was doing sex tourism. It was definitely sex tourism on this show. Definitely that. Now it's starting to change a bit, especially because with all this social media, people can look up people's history, right? People can start to look in and be like, oh, this is what it actually is. So that could be it as well. But whew, chow. Oh, I don't ever want you are. I was like, what? Because I'm just like, Canada is right there. There's no way it takes that much to ship there. Yikes! So, oh God, listen, I love my international subscribers. My God, today, if one of my international subscribers wins this, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's gonna take me a minute. It's gonna take me a minute to get that to you. I just, woo, Lord, we gotta see. We gotta see. I need a break from you. I need a break from Canada. I need a break from Canada. Anyway, family, speaking of breaks, I have to eat. I got to finish my egg rolls. I only had one, then I hopped on here. Got to finish my egg rolls. What else am I going to have with my egg rolls? Oh, sweet potatoes. I'm going to make sweet potatoes. I love having a dual air fryer. Oh my God. It just makes cooking so much easier because I'm not trying to use my oven. I'm not that happy with it. I'm not that happy with it. Yeah, I wanted something a little different. I like me a nice little Williams Sonoma stove, but that'll be in the house we build. Anyway, I'm gonna make me some dinner, catch up on Young, Famous, and African, and then I want to see if there's new tea coming out about the slap heard around the world. Anyway, family, thank you so much for joining me again. I had a really good time. So tomorrow is Young, Famous, and African and the dossier announcement. Please, if you win this, give me your address ASAP. Hit me up on Instagram. Give me your address ASAP so I can send it out to you today. What's after that? Today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. What's on Wednesday? Oh, I think it's Real Housewives of New Jersey. So I'll do Real Housewives of New Jersey on Wednesday. Thursday, Married at First Sight in Orange County. Friday, I'll probably do 2 more episodes of Young, Famous, and African. And then Friday night, oh my God. Thank you all so much who joined me Friday late for Love After Lockup because I was having issues with my cable. I'm going to give YouTube TV a try. Thank you for everybody suggested some great things to me. We just had YouTube TV prior and we liked it. We're just more of cable box people, but we're trying to, expand out of that. So we're going to give YouTube TV a try and see how that works. But thank you for the Sling TV suggestions. Thank you for Verizon, where I'm located. I can't get that. But thank you so much for the suggestions because I'm going to keep them in my arsenal just in case YouTube TV does not work out. But I had a great day with you all. Thank you all so much for joining me in my previous live where we talked about the Oscars. Oh no, tomorrow is also the Oscars red carpet. I got to make the stream art for that. I knew when I talked myself through it, I would get there. So tomorrow is the Oscars red carpet and Young, Famous, and African. I will see you then. Let me put up the StreamYard tonight. I'll put the reminders up on YouTube and I'll also put them up on my Instagram. See you soon, fam. Love ya. Night. Mwah. Oh, I made some bomb sweet potatoes. You'll see that on my lifestyle channel, but they were good. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you. Oh, that actually warms my heart. Bye, y'all. Bye, Denard. Got me questioning Memphis. My God, today. Thanks a lot.